And welcome back to my channel. So this week I'm going to be continuing on with 7 things that are holding you back. Now this is part 2. Remember I gave you 7 things last week? Well, this is part 2 of that video, so let's jump right on in. So we're starting with number 8. You make the rejections of yesterday your focal point. If you don't know your own greatness is possible, you won't bother attempting anything great. All too often, we let the rejections of our past dictate every move that we make thereafter. Of course, this old rejection doesn't mean we aren't good enough. It means the other person or circumstance failed to align with what we have to offer. It means we have more time to improve our thing, to build upon our ideas, to perfect our craft, and indulge deeper into the work that moves us. And that's exactly what you need to do starting right now. So I said all that to say, stop letting the rejection of yesterday control your future, because it does not. Number 9, you keep telling yourself the wrong story. Love this. Forget what everyone else thinks of you. Chances are they aren't thinking about you that often anyway. If you feel like they always are, understand that this perception of them watching you and critiquing your every move is a complete figment of your imagination, because I promise you their lives are way too busy to be worrying about what you're doing. Now, I won't say that they don't do it from time to time, but it's not all the time. It's your own inner fears and insecurities that are creating this illusion. It's you judging yourself. That's the problem. You judge yourself by telling yourself a story inside of your head. Every moment of every day, you're telling yourself this story. You are building your future around this story, so tell it right. Create a positive narrative about your dreams and goals that include only the circumstances that matter. What you think others are thinking about you is not part of that narrative, and neither are your negative self-judgments. Stop worrying about what other people are thinking and saying about you. That is none of your business, and it's none of your concern. They can say and think whatever they want. You know the truth. Live your truth. Number 10, you want to expect things to be easy. Easy goals don't exist, and they do not. A goal is a point of achievement that requires effort and sacrifice. There are no esteemed ventures worth participating in that don't require some level of effort and struggle. Decades from now, when you're resting on your deathbed, you will not remember the days that were easy. You will cherish the moments when you rose above your difficulties and conquered your goals. You will dream of the strength you found within yourself that allowed you to achieve what once seemed impossible. So don't do what's easy, do what you're capable of. And I think sometimes we like to take that easy route because it's easy to do. It's not going to be easy. Goals are not easy. You have to work towards them. Number 11, you're holding on to something that's not real. Let go of what was never there. Remind yourself that not everything is meant to be. You have to seriously sit down with yourself and come to grips with the fact that you were wrong about it all along. It was just an illusion that never really was what you thought it was. It's one of the most difficult realizations to accept, to realize that you feel a sense of loss, even though you never really had what you thought you had in the first place. The key is knowing this, learning from it, and letting go and taking the next step. Number 12, you aren't taking small steps every day. Every moment of your life builds upon the next. So what I do this very moment builds upon the next moment, and that builds upon the next moment, and so on and so on. That moment is the bridge between the reality of where you are and the vision of where you want to be. Reality is approaching you every second, and the great thing is you're able to alter it as it arrives. You just have to decide what you want to do with it. In fact, it's far more productive to take many small steps in the right direction than to make a giant leap only to stumble and fall and never get up again. The path to every goal requires 100 small steps, one after the other. Figure out where you want to go, take a step, and keep on stepping. Number 13, you refuse to take responsibility, and so many people fall into this category. Not every event in your life is your fault, but they are all your responsibility. A combination of your decisions and external factors for which you had no control brought you to where you are in the world today. Negatively blaming someone else or some other past circumstance will change nothing. Positively taking full responsibility for your situation and your path forward can change everything. In this moment is every possibility that you seek. In this moment is every possibility that you seek. Take responsibility for it and bring those possibilities to life. You've got to take responsibility. If you stayed in a relationship with somebody that cheated or couldn't keep their hands to themselves, don't blame them, blame you. Yeah, they played a part because they couldn't keep their hands to themselves, or they verbally cut you with their words, but blame you for staying. Why did you stay 5 extra years when you should have been gone when all of this started happening? So we have to learn to take responsibility for ourselves. And number 14, last but not least, you want things to be perfect. Every one of us is a perfectionist about something. Learn to sense when your desire to make something perfect is preventing you from getting it done. And I'm put a pin right there because I have to do this every single day. Case in point, an ebook that I'm working on. I want it to be perfect, so I should have been done with this a couple of months ago, and I've just decided it's fine the way it is. I'm gonna do one more read through, and I'm done with it. Realize that the idea of perfection is not only unachievable, it can destroy your otherwise productive mindset. It will keep you running in place, feeling insane for your entire life. If you feel like you're running in place right now, take a break and reflect. Think about the difference between diligent effort and perfectionism. Know when enough is enough. So let me do a quick recap, and I promise I'll let you be. So we started off with, you make the rejections of yesterday your focal point. Stop doing that. Whatever happened yesterday, it's in the past. Whatever happened 5 minutes ago, it's in the past. Whatever I just said before, what I'm saying right now, it's in the past. You get where I'm going. Leave the past in the past. Next, we talked about you keep telling yourself the wrong story. Stop telling yourself the wrong story. People aren't thinking about you. They might be, but it's not every minute on the minute. And if they are, so what? Do what you do it the best that you can do it. Give them something to really talk about. Then we talked about you want and expect things to be easy, and that is a myth, because nothing that's ever worth having is easy. You've got to put in the work. Then we talked about you're holding on to something that's not real. Let go of this imaginary stuff. Let go of this thinking that everything is just going to come to you, because it's not. You've got to work for it. Some things you've got to go to it and bring it to you. Then we talked about you aren't taking small steps every day. It pains me when people want to do things and they want to go from 0 to 100 just like that. And life doesn't work that way. You've got to take small steps every day to get to where you want to be. You just have to. Then we talked about you refuse to take responsibility. You know why? Because it's easy to point the finger at what they didn't do. But what you don't realize is, while you're pointing this finger at them, you got these 3 fingers right here pointing back at you. Stop pointing the finger. Take responsibility for your part. If you stayed in that relationship too long, that's your responsibility. If you stayed on that job too long, that is your responsibility. Stop saying, oh, well, I was on this job for 15 years and they never promoted me. But you stayed. Boo-boo kitty, you stayed. Take responsibility for your part. And then lastly, you want things to be perfect, and things are not going to always be perfect. I am, for one, am always looking for perfection, but I have to understand that things are not going to be perfect. With the ebook I shared with you, people kept saying, Michelle, just put that thing out. Put it out. Stop trying to add more to it. Stop trying to make it perfect. It's good the way it is. But me, I need to do another read through, maybe 2 more read throughs, and then I'm definitely going to publish it. And I'll let you guys know when that comes out in my Catch Up With Me video. But stop trying to make everything be perfect, because it's not. So that's all I have for you this week for your coaching video. Thank you so much to my newest subscribers. Thank you to those of you that continue to support me. I love you guys to the moon and back. And whatever you do this week, today, this minute, the next minute, whatever it is, stop allowing things to get in the way to hold you back from the things that you really want to do. I'm going to be sure to link last week's video in the description box, and just in case you didn't see it, you can go back and watch that one and then watch this one. So until our next video where I speak life into you, I want you guys to have a fabulous week. Continue to be being the awesome people that you are. I love you guys to the moon and back, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Until next week, take care.